And today we're going to talk about, it's going to be pages today. Wait just one second. Okay, pages 173 to 177. So, okay, those are going to be the pages, and I hope that you enjoy. Okay, so page 173. Okay, remember our process, which is just, remember, okay? It is, I'm gonna read, I'm gonna ask questions, you answer. Basically, 3 words. Read, question, answer. Read, question, answer. That's actually gonna be our R, okay, for read, Q for question, and of course, answer at A. So that'll be RQA. Okay? Anyway, so let's see where we left off. Remember, we were in the middle of a chapter, and so yes, we just now, Mercy just finished, writing that apology letter to Michael, and she went to her dad, right? To her dad's car. And so what she says, okay? So she asks, where's mommy? And now on this chapter, this page, her dad's gonna answer her, okay? Okay. Staff meeting at the rehab center. Okay, I'm gonna read, okay? Okay. Now, staff meeting at the rehab center. She'll be home late. I don't ask who's watching the twins. It's supposed to be me, of course. Abula is probably struggling, or else Rolly is helping. Papi is chewing on his toothpick. His beard is stubbly at this hour, and he's sweaty. I can tell he's tired, and he's wearing his grouchy work face. I think of last year when I asked Papi what he liked about being a painter. It was career day at school. Some parents came in to talk, but if yours couldn't make it, you had to ask your parents about their work and report back. Just my luck that day somebody had stiffed him $250 for making a dent in a garage door while he was on a job. The guy said Papi had done it when he parked the van, but Papi knew it was already there when he arrived. Papi never tries to argue with his customers, but it's not always easy. I don't think he liked very much about being a painter that day. He gives me a solemn look as I buckle in, and then he drives extra slow, even worse than Rolly. It's like we're in the homecoming parade. Why are we going so slow, I say. Are you in a rush? He makes a hand signal for turn, which he takes inch by squeaking inch, Rolly style. I shrug, glancing at the few remaining cars in the parking lot, all shiny with tinted windows and decals of smiling stick families on the back window. So now that I did just overlap into the next page because the last sentence, went into the next page. But so let's discuss that. Do you think that it's good that Mercy's mom is coming home late? And do you think it's good or not for Mercy? And why am I not? Well, I know like the mom wrath. She will be home later, so that's good for Mercy. But the only thing is, so you have this tension. You're like, right? You have this tension for a long time. Like if your mom is confronting you out just first, then it wouldn't be that scary. Well, there wouldn't be a lot of tension because your mom already adjusts the situation. But if that didn't even happen, and there was this tension, it would be pretty bad, right? So the tension would last a little longer. So, so in general, my question is, do you think it's good or bad? Now, Do you think that, I have a question then. Do you think that, like work, okay? Because now Poppy, about a painter, it's not like, at times he doesn't really enjoy that, right? Think of some kind of work that you do. I'm pretty sure that everybody does some kind of work, either it's like an instrument, like I know some people like, instrument isn't work, but you know, at times you just don't want to practice your instrument, right? Like, this has happened to everybody, like, nobody likes to practice and practice, right? Like, at times you just want to break, at times you just want to play some video games, right? Or maybe it's an instrument, or maybe it's just school, or maybe you're supposed to read about 20 minutes every day, many other forms of work, right? Maybe 2 hours of math. Wow, that's hard. That's harsh, but can you list those pros and cons of the work? And in the end, though, do you think that it's worth it to have that job, or do you think not? Because and think about Poppy now. Do you think that Poppy, do you think that it's worth to be a painter anyway? What do you think? Okay, now, so do you think that, why do you think that Poppy's really slow at this now? Like, why do you think he's really slowing down? What do you think? Why? And I have a question now. Do you think that the slowness adds to attention in a way? And how do you think that Poppy is feeling about this detention? Because even though he isn't telling Merci like how mom would do, like he isn't chewing Merci out. He isn't saying, "You got a badge of shame, Merci. You got a badge of shame." No, nothing like that. But still, are there some few hints that maybe he is a little mad, or at least disappointed, or has some negative feelings? One, he has a grouchy work face. I know, like, it could be just work, but this included, maybe not good, right? And he's sort of going slow, maybe another bad sign, right? I don't know if it's a bad sign or not, but it might be one, right? He isn't that, there's nothing like a usual chit chat, right? Sort of all silence, and we can sort of all guess and think about it, right? And we can, when you think about it really hard, it seems like maybe Poppy isn't that happy. Well, and we can all understand why he wouldn't feel that happy, right? We can all do that. Now, so do you think that, now I want to talk about that dent that the guy who Poppy was working for thought that Poppy had made. Now, do you think that Poppy has made that dent? And have you ever faced something unfair in your work before? I'm pretty sure that Poppy did not make that, he did not make that dent. And some hardships in my work, like I'm saying, I'm still thinking about my work, so well, I'll get back to that later, okay? Now, so let's see. Do you think, okay, now I'm gonna do the next page, okay? But before that, I have a question. Do you think that Meg Medina, like, she put Mercy's father to come, right? Instead of Mercy's mother. Do you think that, like, why do you think that she did this? Maybe to add tension, right? Maybe she just wanted to add excitement. Maybe she wanted to sort of let us know how Poppy is, right? Because, well, we have a lot of Mommy, but Poppy, well, we still have some of him, but not that much. So maybe this, right? And maybe if Mommy had been there, it would have been just too chaotic in a way, right? It all counts. Okay, now, let's go on to the next page. Now, 174, page 174. Okay, wait. A few moms are waiting for tryouts to finish and talking on their phones. It's embarrassing, I say, not to mention hot. Oh, embarrassing. You mean our van? I know. For a moment, I think he guessed it, but then I see it's a snare. Terrible stuff, embarrassment. I know just how you feel, though, he says. After all, I feel embarrassed getting a phone call from my daughter's school that he's hurt somebody. I didn't hurt the kid on purpose. It was an accident. I believe you, but not everybody will. And you're calling attention to yourself in a bad way. The little vein in his temple is throbbing. You have to think about it, Mercy, because Dr. Newman can ask you to leave if he decides you're too much trouble. I stare at him. Here's the deal, he says. You have to show everyone here every day that they did the right thing accepting you. You have to act like a serious girl. Other people do dumb stuff here all the time, I point out. Why do I have to prove anything? Poppy sighs. I know you and Rolly are smart enough to be here. More than smart enough. But we don't pay for tuition like most of the other families. Now, I'm going on to the next page, so let's stop right there. Now, do you think have you ever gone into some of these snares before, like that parents set up? Have you ever gone into these before? Like it's like a blackberry bush right next to a trap, for a rabbit. So, have you ever had that before? Now, has your mom or dad ever lectured you about something? Maybe, like how Poppy is saying terrible stuff, embarrassment, blah, 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 right? And that's not really a lecture, but maybe a lecture is going to come up, right? And so, have you ever have been lectured by somebody? And do you like lectures? And especially that somebody, your guardian or your parent, do you like listening to his or her lectures, or are you like, yeah, I get it, sorry, yeah, Are you sort of like that and not really listening, or not really liking it, you're like, okay, when is this gonna end now? Oh God, please let it end now. Like, are you that kind of person? What do you think? And everybody's different, of course. Do you think that Mercy's actually gonna get kicked out of I just forgot the name. Yes, Seaward Pines Academy. What do you think? Do you think that she's gonna get kicked out? But do you think that getting kicked out, for Mercy at least, is gonna be good or bad? Like, what's the pros and cons? Well, the pros: no more Edna, and no more Miss McDaniels. No more like that much, a lot of stress. No more really, those are just a few. And then some cons. One, well, actually, this is the only one in a way. Well, one is that safety, right? Like Seaward Pines Academy is like a really good school, and also, like safety, like the other middle school, like how it's a little dangerous, right? And the second reason is the mom. Mercy's mom isn't gonna be like, oh, it's all right. She's gonna be like, you got kicked out of Seaward Pines Academy. She's gonna faint, and she's gonna be really, really, really mad. So that's a con. So yeah. And now, do you think that? So now, all in all, what situation do you think that Mercy's gotten herself into? And if you have Mercy and you could have time travel back, do you think that you would have ever hit that baseball? Do you think that you would have ever taken on the bet? Probably not, right? So, but that's not too late, right? She can't really change it. So have you ever had a time when you felt like if you would just go into the past, you could just fix something? Definitely. I've had that plenty of times. And I'm pretty sure that everybody who's lived at least 10 years has experienced it about 3 or 4 times. Somebody who's an adult has probably experienced it many, many times. Okay. Now, next page. So, okay. I'm gonna keep on reading. Of course, actually Poppy was in the middle of speaking when I cut him off. So just to remember what he said, I'm just gonna start from the last page. Not like the start, right, but right here. Like this is the bottom of the last page. I know you and Rolly are smart enough to be here, more than smart enough, but we don't pay for tuition like most of the other families. So the value you add to the school has to come from you, because it's not coming from our wallets. That's not fair, I say. Maybe not, but I still think it's worth it. Your education will open doors later, Mercy, believe me. I just don't want you to blow it up. My eyes fill up, and I don't answer. Instead, I stare out the window I stare out the window in misery, wishing Rolly was driving me home. Sometimes Mommy points to houses on the way. The streets are narrow and lined with Spanish-style houses, where purple vines climb up trellises to end at balconies. There are play forts in the yards. Mira, she'll say under her breath like she's in church. Then there have been days when I wanted to live here, to ride a fancy bike to a friend's house and swim in their pool. I picture Edna and Jamie pedaling to each other's houses. They're not babysitting. They're not writing apologies. But somehow all these houses seem so ugly to me right now, even worse than Las Casitas and our patchy weeds strewn with twins' toys. With the twins' toys in the yard. I slip off my headband and close my eyes as the Intracoastal comes into view. It's too bright to look at today. Leaning my head out the window, I let the wind hum in my ears and drown out this day, even though I know I'm tangling my curls into knots. Now, so Mercy's talking about how it's not fair. Now, have you ever said, it's not fair? And when has this been? Now, I have another question. Have you ever been told that you gotta show these people that you are worthy? Have you ever been told that? Now, why do you think that suddenly, like Mercy before she wanted, it says, there have been days when I wanted to live there, to ride a fancy bike to a friend's house and swim in their pool. Like it says that, and she wants to live in that Spanish-style houses, right, and like all that, right? But now she suddenly doesn't want to live there. Not even like Las Casitas is even better. Why do you think that is suddenly that? What do you think? Why do you think that the author chose this, and why? Why do you think that she's suddenly feeling like this? What do you think? Now, I have a question. What do you do when you are you need to calm down? Because Mercy right now, I think that maybe she needs to calm down, right? I mean, like she's like seething angry. She's like, Poppy, you dare to say that, I don't know. But she's not like that, but still, good calming down is gonna be pretty good, right? To anybody. So what are some calming down techniques that you would use? I know, like, of course there's but what are some personal and not like, and just don't think about like, like medical guidelines. I want you to think about something personal, okay? And this might be swallowing some water. I don't know if that's gonna make you calm or not, but if it does, well, you're in luck because there's lots of water. Well, there isn't lots of water, like considering that some people, live in Africa and the water isn't very good. But you get my point, right? You get my point. Okay. Now we're gonna go on to chapter 16, and you see here that you see like it's only half a page of words, so I'm just gonna read all the way to the next page. So yeah, okay. Let me read now. Chapter 16. ¿Qué te pasa? Tia Anise looks down at me from Abula's ottoman. You've been moping all day. Well, of course I can't read the first 3 letters and 3 words, so now let me keep on reading. No, I haven't, I snapped. Thinking about going to school tomorrow is making me cranky. Michael, the note, the whole ugly thing. Moping? Abula glances over at me irritably. I can see she's still mad about Lolo's ears. When we got home last Saturday, she made a big fuss and made me clip a leaf off the aloe vera plant in her front window so she could smear the gel on its blisters. All week she grumbled too. Even at Sunday dinner today, she still acted like everything was bothering her. Okay, I hope she gets over it by Grand's Day next Wednesday, or it's gonna be miserable having her at school. When this girl needs some quehaceres around here. Chores might teach her more responsibility. She looks at me hard, reminding me all over again that I didn't watch Lolo last week like I promised. Aye, Mama, Tia says, leave the kid alone already. More chores? Impossible. It took me an hour to organize Abula's sewing supplies this morning. Mommy said it was a fair exchange for the trouble I caused at school, which I still think was not my fault. Plus, I begged the loan to get our Sunday bread because Golo said he was feeling too tired, and then I watched the twins until Tia worked the Sunday madhouse at Al Karib. Now, while Tia worked. Okay, I said I don't know. Actually, I don't know why I just said that. Okay, never mind. I'll say it again. Okay. Then I watched the twins until Tia worked the Sunday madhouse at Al Karib. Excuse me. Now, here I am after dinner, stuck holding a box of straight pins while Tia and Ace gets a new pair of jeans fitted. Abula walks around her, frowning. I don't know if it's because she's mad at me or because, despite a gap at the waist, the pants pull kind of tight across. Tia's behind. What kind of woman do they sew these pants for? She mutters. Has no one thought of hips? She pinches the gap. And I'm going to replace the zipper too, Ines. It's sewn in crooked. Didn't you notice? There are more curves in it than a river. Okay, so first of all, let's start. Has anybody told you? You've been moping all day. Like, what's the matter here? Has anybody told you that? Okay, so if you're like, okay, hey, somebody told me that. Somebody told me that. I have a total relation with that. Well, I also understand how you would feel about that. Now, let's see, anything else? Do you think that you would like to go to school the next day? And do you think, but still, she can't do that, right? Mercy can't just drop out of school or something. So, now, Abula, do you think that she has a right to, like, really be angry at Mercy? Because, like, Mercy, it wasn't Mercy's fault. Like, yeah, maybe Mercy didn't watch Lolo, but it was, like, totally Mercy's fault. Only a little, right? And that little was only it wasn't really big at all, right? So what do you think about that? And now, also, have you ever been angry at something, but, like, what's the maximum time you've been angry at something? Or moping about something? The maximum time I've been moping or angry is like a day. Like half a day. That's the max. Nothing more. Which I guess I'm lucky. But yeah, so I've never experienced it, but I guess that it will be pretty terrible to do that. Yeah, it will be very terrible. Now, do you think that Beulah's attitude is really helping here? And yeah, maybe you should, tell her some calming techniques, even though she'll be like, what? Get out of my sight. I don't know what's gonna happen. Now, do you like chores? Nobody does, right? Now, I just wanted to talk about, what Abula was saying about the pants, okay? Do you think that Abula also has the right to criticize those pants? Okay, she does. Okay, she does. I have to admit that she does have that right. Now, actually, this is gonna be the last page, okay, for today. And the last question I'm gonna ask you before we go on is, do you think that Mercy deserves to get scolded at? What do you think? Well, I don't think that she deserves that because, like, she's already moping around. Why make it worse, right? So I don't think that she deserves that right now. She definitely does not deserve that. Seriously. Not deserve that. Okay. Now, have you ever been treated unfairly before? Have you ever? Because Mercy, Abula isn't treating her as the best. So yeah. Maybe not, right? Now, let's go on to the final question. Okay, what was your favorite part in these chapters, which was actually about one chapter, or about that, right? And then, what was your favorite part in the whole book so far? So, next thing, what was your favorite character and your least favorite character? Now, my favorite character has to be Merce. She's great. Least favorite character? Today it's gonna be Miss McDaniels. It always changes by the chapters, but yeah. Today, Miss McDaniels. Even though maybe Abdullah too. Now, how did you like the book so far? I hope that you enjoy it because I just love this awesome book by Meg Medina. Now, okay, so share out how you like the book in the comments below. Now, predictions. And this time I'm gonna give you a special challenge. This time, make up your own prediction questions because they're as hard to answer as the questions I give you. I know that by experience. Because I always make my questions, even I have trouble answering them. So yeah. So I hope that you had a great, awesome time with me. Keep on reading and, well, have a great rest of your day. Or night, because I always want to be fair tonight, okay? Bye! And I hope that you enjoyed Merci Suarez Changes Gears with me.